Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here today I have one of these diamonds in the rough. His name is Marvin Pierre. He's a linebacker out of Kent State. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you as well.
So, eventually found your way there at Kent State. Had a lot of other stops along the way, but you finished with a very solid career, culminating in a couple of stops with a couple all-star events. But before we get talking about that stuff, if you don't mind, Marvin, why don't you kind of let us know where you're from and walk us through this journey a little bit.
First, I was born and raised in Rahway, New Jersey. I grew up playing football. All my brothers play football. So, but growing up, I played basketball. So I was a basketball player at first, but of course, the little brother always gonna follow the big brother. So, one of my brothers ended up making it to the NFL and actually playing and doing everything at that level. So I always saw myself on that level. So, my journey was, pretty hard, going to prep school, went to Milford Academy, then Fort Scott, and then Butler, and then Murray State. So, JUCO, what they say about JUCO, it's hard, with the whole stigma of it, going JUCO and stuff like that. But also, it's also a good start, a good restart, just to try to find a new you, just build a new future. So, on that, it all helped me become who I am. So, yeah.
Cool. So, just to kind of double back a little bit, just to fill in a little bits of the pieces there. So, you said that you grew up a basketball guy. Did you play that in high school?
Yeah, I did. I played basketball.
So, any other sports besides football and basketball, or just those two things?
Just those two. Yeah.
Cool. So, when you were growing up as a kid, were you, I don't know, maybe wanting to maybe be a basketball player at one point or another? Like, do you have like a favorite athlete?
Yeah, my favorite basketball player is Kyrie Irving. I remember going to his camps when I was younger, when he was coming out the drive. I actually took a picture with him and stuff like that. But yeah, I had aspirations of going to the NBA and stuff like that. It's just that, football, that was kind of slight. I won't say that football is like not hard, but it was kind of easy for me. Like, I was just athletic and just using my abilities. So,
Well,
yeah.
the other thing too is, dude, there's very few people in the NBA that are your height. I mean, you got to be like 6'6", 6'8", whatever, in order
Right.
to fit in, there are very few guys that are about 6'1", 6'2", balling. It happens. They get it. There's a few of them out there, but just not so many. But certainly more prospects playing football. So definitely makes sense doing that. When you're playing football in high school, did you play any other positions besides linebacker?
Yeah, I played running back, safety, outside linebacker, receiver, uh, uh, slot, tight end, DN. Yeah,
So basically anywhere and everywhere except for one of the big guys on the line, right?
yeah. You could say tight end, or if that counts.
Tight end, H-back, fullback, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, certainly a lot of positions there, and again, like you said, you ended up going the prep school route and up through the JUCOs and all of that. I feel like the reason for that for most people isn't necessarily the means of like quality of play. Sometimes it's literally just the grades, dude. And that's a fair thing. I mean, obviously you got to get that taken care of so that you can work your way up, which you did. And then you talked a little bit about that grind there in JUCO, which I know is what it is, man. I mean, you got to get through it. So, um, any more about your first couple stops there before we get to your time there at Murray that you want to talk about?
Uh, I mean, like as far as like, there's a lot of negative things that go on in JUCO. Like, like the living situations and the food proportions and stuff like that. I mean, it like I found myself. You know what I'm saying? I figured out who I was when times got hard and adversity hit and things didn't go my way. I saw what type of person I was, and it wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I learned, I grew, and it built my character. So
Yeah, and I think the main thing about going through that set of adversity is really figuring out whether or not you truly love the game, which obviously you do, man. So, I mean, tell me, what do you love so much about the game of football?
that's just simply for the simple fact that it's just like it's just so many relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like football, it took me to a place where I'd never think of. You know what I'm saying? And meeting people that like us right now having this conversation is because of football. You know what I'm saying? So I think football just brings a lot of people together, stuff like that from different backgrounds and avenues and stuff like that. So I think that's really my favorite part. But about the game, just like I just love playing ball. You know what I'm saying? I came from a football town, a football family, so you could kind of say it's kind of embedded in me. So.
No, no, I get you. And then of course, dude, let's talk about a little bit of your time there at Murray State. I know you, played a little bit of all over there, but can you just kind of share some of your highlights, of that particular university?
My highlights. I think what was cool, my time at Murray State. I'll say about playing a season during the spring. That was kind of new for me because like New Jersey, we don't get spring football and stuff like that. So playing football in the springtime, it was kind of like a new experience for me. But it was cool though. Also playing safety, playing linebacker and stuff like that. I played under Dylan Sanders with the DC there. Under Coach Hood, he was the head coach there. Uh, even though it was a small school, I had fun. No, now that I look back on it, it was nice. I kind of knew everybody, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Uh, we ended up going to the conference championship, but ended up losing to Jacksonville State. No, to Jackson. Yeah, Jacksonville State. Yeah, we lost to them. So
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, some talented people in that program, but certainly Murray State is no pushover. So, tell me some of the guys there that you rub shoulders with like on a regular basis. That maybe some of the most impressive guys that played for that university.
at Murray State,
Yeah, Murray State.
uh, you got Quentin Williams' brother, Quincy Williams. Yeah, he was a linebacker there. He played there. He went third. He went third round. As far as football, like the guys I played with. You got Scotty. Man, what's his name? Yeah, it's my team name. Scotty. Uh, yeah, he's like a Nick Bosa type DN there. Now he's at Purdue. Alec Long. He was also like a linebacker there with me. Alex Samuda. A couple other guys there. But as far as that, everybody was cool, man. Everybody was down to earth, stuff like that. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember looking at that guy, Scotty, man. He's a big dude.
yeah,
So,
Scott. He's
um,
at he's at Purdue now. So yeah,
yeah, I remember I watched him last year at Purdue. So I mean, I think he's got one more year. So we'll see what happens with him. But eventually found your way there to Kent State, where you ultimately finished up your career, getting yourself to the FBS level. And really solidifying yourself as an NFL prospect. Talk about this year for you, if you don't mind. I mean, whether just like the whole process of moving up, and then of course some of the people that meant a lot to you at that program.
First, I got to Kent. Let's say June of 21. Yeah, I got there in the summertime. Ever since then, it's been kind of a grind. You know, playing in the MAC. But I say more say I moved up because of the competition. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to stack up with the Georgias and the Oklahomas and Washington, Texas A&M, and those guys. Just for that opportunity there. My coach is there. Lee Stalker, he was my linebackers coach. I learned a lot from him, character-wise and on the field stuff as well. My head coach, Sean Lewis, is now at Colorado with Deion and stuff like that. I'm also happy for him. What else? Man, just that's where I kind of developed there. I kind of built in with the community and stuff like that. Got a chance to do that and meet people off the field that I have connections for forever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, certainly solidified yourself as really one of the top linebackers in the MAC, giving you a lot of opportunities, obviously, at the next level. But talk to me one more time about just kind of your experience overall on that defense. I mean, I know that you've played a lot of different positions, but give me some idea of what you feel your role would be like transitioning to the pros.
I mean, I think I'm a versatile dude. I say doing anything is, doing everything. I guess so. I could do everything. You know what I'm saying? Whether that play the run, cover, the best tight end, the best running back, or a slot receiver, or I could play in the back end, in the box, out the box, on the perimeter. I could bang in the trenches. So I think my game is, you could kind of call it the new age linebacker. Being able to run and pass rush and cover and stuff like that. So I could say that my game just translates. I think I could play in any system really. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, certainly your time as a safety has really helped you, I guess mold you into what you said, like the new age type linebacker, where we really need linebackers to cover now. It's not so much about stopping the run. I mean, it's a little bit of everything, man. Like you got to run sideline to sideline. You got to be able to cover anybody who's in your area, man. Even if it's a wide receiver. And I feel like you've kind of solidified yourself in that. So let's kind of move past that. I mean, like I said, really finished out strong, and you got some invites to some all-star events, to the College Gridiron Showcase, as well as the Tropical Bowl. Give me some of your highlights of those two events, if you don't mind sharing.
Just those events combined, I just learned a lot about the next level and also the business of it. We had a few seminars that we went to where the CEO of the CGS, he held it there in Dallas, Texas. Just talked about money, really, just knowing how to budget, problems, and just everything that's gonna come across. I mean, also, I last played my game in November, and I think it was January where CGS went down, and just getting back out there, just playing football, that was like kind of like my highlight and the best part, just putting the pads back on the helmet and just balling out. But yeah, just a lot of things just off the field. You know what I'm saying? But
Gotcha. And then, of course, ended up going to the Tropical Bowl as well, which I'm sure going to both of those events really helped gain a whole lot of exposure and got yourself in front of a bunch of different scouts. Did you have any opportunities to actually sit down and have any interviews with them?
oh yeah, I mean, throughout this whole process, I think I spoke over like 20 scouts, 20 scouts. So I want to say like mostly for most of the league, I spoke to the Giants, uh, Vikings, Packers. Uh, man, I can't even.
Well, you said 20, so I mean that's like 2/3
Yeah,
of the league. So I
no,
mean,
yeah, but,
it's kind of hard to sit here and figure all of them out. But I mean,
yeah.
uh,
I mean, yeah. I mean, but like most of the league. So I mean, it was all great conversations. I just always asked them about their culture and stuff like that. That's just something I'm big on. Culture, it just has it's more than the players' abilities on the field. It's just how we gel, how we communicate, and stuff like that, and just the transparency. Chemistry is going to get you through the season. Knowing that you want to play for the man next to you and stuff like that, and knowing that it's a great gel. Uh, but yeah.
So, uh, did any of them give you any sort of feedback as to maybe how you might transition? I mean, I know we chatted a little bit about maybe even doing some safety, but I'm assuming at some level or another, some of the expectation is for you to go out there and probably do a whole bunch of special teams. How's your experience level in that, and just are you willing to embrace that? Is basically my question.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this year, I mean, my whole college career, I played gunner, which was kind of. Well, I mean, I played receiver as well. So I mean, for a linebacker that's playing gunner, that's kind of like not the usual. I'll be able to showcase that. I mean, yeah, I mean, special teams, any way that I can affect the game or have an impact on it. Whether I mean, as far as I'm just on the field, I'm just comfortable. So.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I know you've been able to impact the game in a lot of different ways, having a lot of great memories. Um, Share a couple of those highlights if you don't mind. I mean, from either university, just kind of give me maybe one of your best moments if you don't mind. If you could maybe walk me through like even like a favorite play.
Uh, I'll say like uh the MAC championship 2021. That was cool for the first half. For the first half of that game, I was just having fun. Just setting the tone. Uh, it was for the marbles. You know what I'm saying? So that was a highlight. Uh, I mean Georgia. I mean they was the number one team in the country and stuff like that. So I put some good tape on them. Uh, Oklahoma, my first Power Five game, Texas A&M. Uh, but yeah, also beating Miami, Ohio, 2021 to go to the MAC championship. That was huge play by Montre Miller, the cornerback. So yeah, that was legendary. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, dude, it's always nice to be able to pit yourself up against like the top talent guys, in all of college football. I mean, the Georges and all of that. I mean, obviously they went on to absolutely dominate the national title. But to be able to go out there and put on some good tape against like the best, in the country, is certainly something noteworthy. And then of course, you know being one of the top talents there in the MAC, which, dude, honestly, the MAC, the way it is these days, is like it's anybody's game. But it's the way it's been over the past few years. But I mean, to be able to go out there and compete, be one of the top teams, certainly great memories that you've been able to put together during your time. So. Marvin, let's go ahead and just take just a couple moments. I want you to share something about yourself that's not football for just a little bit, whether it be hobbies, personal interests, passions, or whatever. But give me something about you that's not football that you might find that someone else might find interesting about you.
I love nature. Yeah, nature. I like being outside in the sun, in the grass, like just just enjoying nature, really being outside. Uh,
So do you fish or what?
Fish? Nah, I don't fish. Nah, I don't fish.
No. Okay. Well, you say you like outdoors, so I figured maybe
Yeah,
that would be something to do.
nah. Just really just like sightseeing and stuff like that. I'm a really just laid back guy, really laid back kind of chill guy. Don't really do too much.
All right. Well, talk to me for just a little bit more, if you don't mind. I mean, I know you said you're from Jersey, but you've moved around a little bit. So, I mean, tell me about where do you call home these days?
Home, man. I mean, kind of been everywhere for the past months, just traveling and stuff like that. I mean, Jersey kid. I'm on the West Coast right now, in Arizona, training, getting ready for my dream. Uh, it's been a cool experience. I mean, I don't home these days. I mean, I'm not really in Jersey a lot like that. Just, I mean, really just, I mean, enjoying the process, seeing where I land, uh, in
Yeah,
April. Yeah.
gotcha. So, you said you're out there, out west. Can you say, actually the facility that you're at where you're training?
Yeah, Apex Performance Facilities, Apex. Yeah.
Cool. And then of course I know you're training, you're doing your best to prime yourself up for your pro day. Do you have any sort of personal expectations or goals that you're trying to achieve, when you go out there and perform in front of everybody?
Just showing how explosive I am, how fast I am in person. Uh, just showing my skills and my abilities. Uh, I don't think anybody really got to really see me showcase that. Uh, I mean, lately, yeah, like a lot of teams and stuff like that, but really just seeing it in person. You know what I'm saying? See how big I am, see how fast I am. I can move in between the boxes or drills and how fluid and just how fluid I am with my feet. So also how strong I am and stuff like that, and just seeing me in person, stuff like that. So
So which one of those drills do you feel like the most confident in that a lot of people are going to be able to, really smile at and maybe you yourself be proud of? Which one of those drills you think you're going to be best at come pro day?
I'm pro day. I'll say all of them, but my favorite is the 40. Yeah, my favorite is the 40. Show them like how real fast, like how fast I really am.
So how fast are you going to get, man? Are you in the 4.6s or are we going to dip in the 4.5s?
Now, if you don't go a little bit higher, man, a little bit higher, man.
Okay, well,
Uh,
I'm trying to hype you up, man. So I mean,
yeah,
I don't know how fast you're going to be.
yeah. I'll say 4.4, 4.3. We working, so I mean, I don't want to be a person that like likes to brag or stuff like that. I just like to put the work in. So I
Well,
mean,
dude,
just
we got to brag right now because we're trying to hype you up. So.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, cool, man. Something certainly to look forward to once your pro day hits. For so that we can close up our time, Marvin wants you to go ahead and talk to all the rest of the other scouts out there, because I know you said you talked to about 2/3 of the league. Talk to the rest of them, man. Tell them why they need to take a chance on you, and bring you in and make you a part of their franchise. So go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
Man, I'm a guy that's gonna come in and just work. Came with the be with the team, learn from everybody, grow on the field and in a off the field as well. Uh, just gonna be ready to play. You can plug me anywhere, special teams, defense. I could play anywhere. I could run sideline to sideline, cover anybody. This guy that's gonna come and just take a deep dive into the system. So yeah.
Cool. Well, certainly they'd be getting a very hard worker, a gritty hard worker who truly loves this game. And like you said, I mean, you're one of these new age linebackers that can cover a whole lot of people, has great speed. So wish you very best of luck in this process. All right.
Thank you.
Sure. Once again, Marvin Pierre, linebacker out of Kent State. So definitely check him out.